Well, let's remember that back last November, the US reinstated all sanctions on Tehran, including the lucrative oil and banking and shipping sectors. This, of course, after Washington had pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal almost a year ago. Now, the waiver system, it granted a series of temporary exemptions to some countries who were particularly reliant on Iranian oil. There were also some suggestions that the US was a bit worried that its own economy might be hit in some kind of knock-on effect. So 8 countries were given more time to seek alternative sources. They were given 180 days, but now the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, is expected to announce, hey, your time's up. Now, this is according to reports in the Washington Post and in other media, quoting sources from the State Department. Now, some of those countries have already reduced their imports of Iranian oil to zero, Greece, Italy, Taiwan, but others are said to still import Iranian oil, and they are China, India, Japan, South Korea, and Turkey. Now, it looks like Turkey may be taken by surprise because they said last week they're expecting this waiver to continue for some time yet. But the US sources are now saying the conditions are there to reduce Iranian exports to zero.
Why are the US doing this? What's their motivation? And if it all goes into place, will it actually work?
Well, we know Donald Trump's stance on Iran, of course, and his attitude to the nuclear deal. It's all part of what he describes as a maximum pressure campaign against Iran to bring it back to the negotiating table to get a better nuclear deal. And of course, it's all about realigning American foreign policy away with Saudi Arabia and with Israel, and very much against Tehran. And they're looking to do this by choking Iran of its main source of revenue. Now, will it work? There are some reports saying that Iran's oil production has significantly fallen, and of course, its economy is in deep trouble. But can they get Iran back to the negotiating table? That is extremely doubtful, say some analysts. Can the US force big beasts like China and India to go elsewhere and buy oil from somewhere else apart from Tehran? The US says they can go to places like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. All these countries are due to meet in June, these oil-producing countries, to plan their next steps.